Very much, and again to the Armed Services Committee, thank you very much for making in order with the Rules Committee my 3 amendments that I have discussed today, 2 that I've already discussed, and this one that I will now bring to my colleagues' attention. Today, walking out of the bush of Nigeria, was determined that another Chibok girl has been found, discovered, or fled. The debate is whether or not the military forces of Nigeria helped her out. But we do know that she was missing for 2 years, along with the 200-plus girls that were taken. 57 of them escaped in the immediacy of the hours, and 6 of them died. And this young woman has now come out 2 years later. Families are suffering, and Boko Haram has become one of the most vile and most vicious terrorist groups in the world. They are affiliated with ISIL, but they have, if you will, no conformity to any protocols but killing. They have burned and killed Muslims and Christians alike, schools and homes, mosques, churches. They have decapitated people. They have sent 8-year-olds with bombs strapped to their bodies to kill. And so my amendment is very straightforward. And as I do this, let me say that a number of you have joined Congresswoman Frederica Wilson week after week wearing red to bring the girls home. She joined me, and we traveled together within weeks of the girls being taken in 2014. We confronted families, saw the pain, saw women with slashed throats that had healed. We saw the leaders of government who then were somewhat, if you will, challenged about this task. And so my amendment is one that deals with collaboration. It is a sense of Congress that provides for condemning the ongoing violence, expresses its support for the Nigerian people, and calls on the President to support Nigeria, Lake Chad Basin, and international community to ensure accountability for crimes against humanity. But it also asks for the initiatives that we can engage in the Department of Defense to assist the government of Nigeria and countries in the Lake Chad Basin to develop capacities to deploy and destroy Boko Haram. Obviously, with the use of possible special forces, recognizing the Leahy Amendment, but also with technology. Lives are still in the midst. Lives are still not being provided for. And so I'm asking that we provide.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to yield an additional minute to the gentlelady from Texas.
The gentlelady is granted 1 additional minute.
I am asking that we collaborate with the forces in Nigeria and the forces that have been part of the multinational task force to be able to have a strategy that deals with Boko Haram. This report can be critical in our efforts to empower and complement the efforts of the multinational joint task force, as well as the commitments espoused at the recent Lake Chad Basin Regional Security Summit. So I would say that we have to recognize that we now have an individual. This young woman can give us the intelligence, and I am concerned that these girls cannot be rescued now. This is partly asking President Buhari of Nigeria to join in with this information, this new information, the collaboration that hopefully as we move through this legislation, ongoing, but right now to rescue those girls. Also support the idea of a special envoy to focus on the dangers in the Lake Chad Basin region. Let me compliment the African Command. I met many of them when we were in Nigeria. I think it is an excellent command among all the other commands, but they can be dynamic in their work. My resolution, my amendment, my sense of Congress is to give us focus to bring back the girls, save these girls. We have the information. Bring back these girls. I yield back.
Gentleman from Texas.
Mr. Chairman, I'm pleased to yield 2 minutes to the distinguished gentleman from California, Mr. Rohrabacher.
Gentleman from California is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate Chairman Thornberry's acceptance of my amendments, number 100 and 125. The first recognizes the heroic efforts of the Pakistani doctor, Dr. Afridi, who helped us bring to justice Osama bin Laden, the prime mover in the massacre of 3,000 Americans on 9/11. This courageous hero who enabled us to destroy this terrorist monster, Dr. Afridi, continues to languish in a Pakistani dungeon. This amendment was adopted by the House during consideration of past Defense Authorization Acts, but was stripped out during conference negotiations with the Senate. This is a shameful slap in the face to Dr.